Kazakhstan International Vectors program informs you about international relations, political opinions, economic solutions and social development. Equality should be a great human formula. Henri Barbus, French writer and journalist. The salary of gender disparity. Where does the disparity come from? Woman warrior, the battle for education access. Raise your status. The gender equality policy is actively promoted in Kazakhstan. Disparity. The average salary of the sterner sex throughout the world makes up $21,000, as opposed to women who earn only $11,000. This statistics clearly demonstrates the relevancy of gender inequality issues.
Gender equality around the world, unfortunately, has not been achieved, actually not really in any country around the world. Every country around the world can take additional measures to improve the situation regarding gender equality.
According to the UN data, women in France and Sweden earn 31% less than men. Women's salaries in Germany are almost twice as low. In Turkey, the difference reaches 75%. 118 years. This is a period of time needed for humanity to eliminate the gap between earnings of men and women around the globe. Indeed, over the last decade, this figure was reduced by only 3%. It is because senior executives have salaries 30 to 40% higher than ordinary employees, and the majority of senior managers are men. As a result, we have a gender disproportion. So our next goal is to reach a 50-50 proportion in the management personnel. Almost $30 million. This is the sum which women could bring to the world economy. The main obstacle is the same discrimination. Sociologists are sure that women occupy less paid and prestigious positions.
Overall, I mean, the issue is not only on equal pay, as regards gender equality, is moving too slowly. So there's not been enough focus on recognizing that there should be equal pay for equal work. And unfortunately, this situation has existed for hundreds of years, and so trying to change it in a short time frame is difficult.
They still exist. Gender stereotypes still have not become the thing of the past. It can be proved by the fact that women make up 2/3 of an educated population around the world.
Also for again, the social cultural norms that, the girls should stay at home because anyway they're going to work at home and they have to have children and raise the children. So this is an unfortunate situation because people in such countries have failed to recognize that the value of education of girls.
Science has also been affected by discrimination. Harvard scientists noted that for men, it is easier to get a desired job and move up the career ladder than for women. They studied the data about employees who had become teachers in higher education institutions. The research showed that, on the average, only 52% of women obtained strong-willed jobs. In the meantime, this figure among men reached 77%. Maria Skłodowska-Curie. This woman has shared her love to science with her husband and proved that representatives of both sexes can work on equal terms and reach considerable results. The couple was studying radioactivity and discovered two chemical elements, polonium and radium. Soon Maria was awarded with 2 Nobel Prizes in physics and chemistry. During World War I, Maria taught doctors to detect shrapnel fragments in bodies of wounded soldiers by means of radiology. The woman described all her experience in the monograph Radiology and War. She dedicated the last years of her life to teaching in the Radium Institute. How is gender equality achieved throughout the world, and who does raise women's status in Kazakhstan? Coming up next. To punish or to equalize, employers of the state of California have faced this choice. A newly adopted law allows employees to take legal action against gender-related discrimination in salary. In addition, the new regulation allows employees to take interest in salaries or their work colleagues.
Now the issue should be moving a bit quicker, we hope. There's been some high-profile cases in the United States, for example, where women have gone to court and raised the issue that they should receive the same pay.
Many international organizations are committed to the principle of equality between men and women. They are reflected in the work of these associations as well as in projects under implementation. Much attention to this issue is also paid by the German Society for International Cooperation. For instance, during the recruitment process, it does not play any role whether you are a man or a woman. There are special projects on gender equality. One of them is focused on raising the number of girls at schools. The goal of another project is to promote equality in Egypt. Different country, different rules. Swedish authorities are going to inform refugees about that. For this purpose, special courses will be organized in the country. Immigrants will be explained about gender equality and behavior towards women. This decision was made after several attacks on local women by refugees.
Decide on policies for the country, for the government, for the laws can only bring a better situation. So I think it's absolutely essential and important that this gender equality is achieved because it will only improve the world. It will improve the economy, it will improve the families, it will improve society, stability, security, all around.
A perfect example. Malala Yousafzai kept a blog at BBC where she told about the Taliban actions. In return, militants attacked the school bus where she was traveling. The girl was severely wounded. Later, the human rights defender was awarded the Nobel Prize for struggle against the suppression of children and for the right of all children for education.
So she's been an exceptionally brave person considering the circumstances of what happened to her to speak out and to be vocal and to put herself in that position. And that's astronomical that she's done that and highly respected. And hopefully, I mean, it will also be motivation to other people to stand up for their rights and to pursue this.
The International Day of Women's and Girls in Science is celebrated on February 11th. There is also one more holiday instituted by the UN dedicated to reaching gender equality all over the world. Along with that, the issues of gender equality are mentioned in the UN Sustainable Development Goals. The UN has developed the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. 12 of these goals have gender-related targets. Goal 5 is dedicated specifically to gender equality. They should be achieved by 2030. Active entrepreneurship. In Kazakhstan, this issue is given special attention. The Association of Businesswomen of Kazakhstan has been implementing dozens of projects aimed at increasing women's participation in business and politics. We have the following administrative structure: the administrative center and regional centers. Because of that, we cover almost all the regions where we have women's councils represented by business ladies who head schools, clinics, farms, and so on. There are more than 15,000 of us around Kazakhstan. Being armed means being protected. 1,500 women in Kazakhstan were informed about how to improve their social well-being. 300 of them were trained at special seminars. 50 of them started their business under Business Roadmap 2020 program. 50 women opened their projects. The majority of them are tailor shops, small boutiques, non-agrarian companies, mini gardens, and so on. A quality certificate. The association also arranges training courses in 8 various specialties, including cooking, accounting, office administration, and so on. 70% of students independently found a job after finishing the courses. We contact the labor market and identify professions which are in demand in certain period of time. Then trainees had their practice in the best private nursery schools, cafes, and so on. It was not just a theory but practice. They were taught how to communicate, how to serve food, and so on. G Global Women is another project focused on social and economic modernization. For that end, the association members have established a global forum where business ladies are preparing for participation at Expo 2017. Some of the participants are taught to work as an operating personnel, others in the area of construction or promotional items. This project gives a chance to women from Kazakhstan and other countries to become familiar with the mechanism of expo arrangement. I think that by now this project has acquired its specific character. Recommended by Expo. Women entrepreneurs from Kazakhstan have a chance to get this quality mark. The competition is organized by International Association, Expo and Women and Government Structures. About 40 craftswomen are expected to participate at this exhibition. During this event, we also plan to hold a national competition. It will last 3 months. We also expect that at this conference, we shall register all the craftsmen and award them the title recommended by Astana Expo 2017. Expanding to the international level. In 2016, within the framework of the 9th Economic Forum in Astana, the organization plans to hold a conference at the national level called the Contribution of Women of Kazakhstan into Expo 2017. The main goals of the event are to highlight the role of women within green economy and achieving sustainable development goals. We have high expectations for this forum. I think that all the delegates will take an active part at Astana Economic Forum. In 2017, we are going to organize the same event with more participants. Providing a full access. Supporting unemployed women in villages is another objective of the organization. Jointly with a major manufacturing company, international organization Expo and Women is going to hold a competition which aims to highlight the most interesting ideas. Green projects are a priority. 9 winners will be given money prizes. The project goal is to give maximum knowledge to our women who live in villages and who have no jobs. Within the framework of this project, we shall train and consult them in drawing up business plans. We shall also prepare them to the competition. The winners will be granted $4,000 for implementation of their startups. One more important event took place last year. Expo and Women hosted the International Forum of Businesswomen in Milan called Energy of the Future, Women, Business and Global Economy. Besides the achievements of Kazakhstani business ladies, special attention at the forum was paid to children. The models of the first exclusive Kazakhstan Kids Fashion Show left a great impression. The Week of Kazakhstani Women in Italy was a truly bright event. The kids' fashion that we organized had 30 children participants. The clothes really reverberated. We set up the show right in front of our Kazakhstan's pavilion. There were a lot of people in the audience and they gave us roaring applause. Of course, we were inspired by that and think that the project should be continued on a regular basis. The organization implemented this work jointly with state authorities. The plan of actions was drawn up dedicated to gender-related issues, in particular increasing the participation of women in political and economic areas. We should emphasize the role and contribution of women to the country's development. It is because all the projects we have influence the events organized and developed by our country. They touch economic, business and cultural areas. Improving ratings is another aim of Kazakhstan. For this purpose, it is necessary to increase the number of women in the lower chamber of parliament to 40%. For comparison, currently this figure does not exceed 26%. To implement this task, a strategy of gender equality for 2006-2016 was adopted in Kazakhstan with the support of UN Women.
Kazakhstan isn't doing bad in this regard. Kazakhstan has a number of laws which have been adopted. It has a gender strategy, a national gender strategy. It's in the process now of developing a new gender strategy.
Strengthening cooperation. In the future, Kazakhstan and international organizations plan to cooperate closely in solving issues of gender equality, improving reproductive health, battling family violence, and expanding rights and opportunities for men and women are only few tasks to be implemented by the international community.